I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel.
Hello, this is Nnamdi, your host. Welcome to African Viewpoint. So today I am going to talk about NickFuentes. Probably you may have heard of him, but he's a very controversial figure on the right. Almost the people on the left unanimously believe that this guy is a far right racist, and some people on the right also, kind of don't really like him and disagree with him in some things. Myself, I won't really say that I'm his fan. Like Charlie Kirk was a person that I can proudly say that this guy is a good person, was a good person, that this guy spoke the truth with empathy, even though the left will say otherwise. I don't care. He spoke about blacks. He spoke about so many things that so many people cannot freely discuss. So Charlie Kirk did this during his own time and brought a lot of people, even dissenting opinions. He was able to bring them to the table and discuss and debate. You understand? He gave everybody the platform to debate him and to, prove him wrong. But NickFuentes is the other way. This guy is blunt. Actually, he says things bluntly. Is he a racist in my opinion? I don't think so. Even though the emotional me would want to think that he's a racist because of the way he addressed black people. But the objective me thinks that this guy is just that he has little or no respect for the black people, but he's not a racist. All right. So I'm going to show you the video. Well, as I show you the video, I will be making commentary as it goes. But before I do that, I would like to say that I would also like to put this, that in this most all my videos, actually, I don't script them. I just speak from my heart. Even if I want to write them, I don't even have the time, because back here in my country we work twice as much in order to get by, and therefore I hardly have the time. Even when I'm recording this video, I hardly have the time. I just squeeze out the time that I should be resting. I use it for making this video because I have the passion for it. It is something that is on my chest to speak out. So that's why I'm making this video. So if this video comes out not well, put out, not well edited the way it should be, please just take the point I'm trying to make. All right. So even I was talking about writing a book to one of my subscribers, actually, but I wasn't joking. I would have wanted to do so. But for the fact that I don't even have the time to sit down and do things, that is not for now. Probably in the future I'll be able to do that. Write book about the way Africans see, the way an African person see the US from the outside in terms of politics and the rest. So that being said, please, I want you to subscribe to this video. If you that is watching, yes, you, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, because it helps the channel to move forward. Like and share it so that YouTube algorithm will know that people like this video, so they will be pushing it forward. Please do so, and click the notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you'll be one of those to receive it. So that aside, now we are going to watch the video. After watching the video, as I make commentaries as it goes, when we come back, we are going to wrap up. So let's watch it.
I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. they're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that
Okay. What this guy NickFuentes is saying, I think I can really see it, understand what he's trying to say, and on the most part, for the most part, he's right. And it is about time, like I said earlier on, that it is about time that the black people begin to get their acts together. They behave and they behave in a way that gives everyone else, that gives anyone else a reason to, come at them the way this guy is coming at them. Um, it is not just me. I know that most rational black people will agree with this guy, what he's saying. And once you start admitting, once we start admitting our mistakes and our shortcomings, we'll be able now to correct these things. All right? What he's saying is a brutal truth about the black community. He's not mincing words. And I think this is the reason most people don't like him. I will not say that I dislike him, but I'm not a fan of his. Okay? Because I think he has little respect for black people, even though not all the blacks fall into this description he's talking about. It's not all blacks. Some of the blacks, of course, yes, but not all blacks. And for that reason, he shouldn't be disrespecting blacks the way he does. For like I said earlier on, I don't know if I mentioned it, that there was this video I watched when he was saying something to another a presenter of, or the person that was toasting him on that debate. He was telling the person that he will stop using the N word. So that means he has been using the N word openly and publicly. That is disrespectfully. That is disrespectful. I mean, I won't say that it is outright racist. No. Even though, like I used to say, that the emotional me would want to say he is racist. But the rational me and the objective me says he's not a racist, but he has little respect or no respect for black people. We don't have to think with our emotions, because if we do, we miss the point of everything. Just like in this case now, that he's saying things that we don't necessarily like. As a black person, I don't like what he's saying, but that doesn't mean that it is not true. So the earlier the better we begin to take these corrections and be humble and move on and try to better ourselves and stop complaining. So let me just go on. Let me just go on.
people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if
So he says that he's not a racist. I don't think he's a racist. I believe him that he's not a racist. But it strikes me like somebody that is not going to have much respect for black people. And I won't really blame him anyway. It is what we cost. It is what the black people cost for themselves. And a lot of black people are mad if they don't get respect. You know, sometimes if you don't get respect, you become mad. But respect is not something that just comes, you earn it. You earn respect. So if all you do is something that will be making people to dislike you, to disrespect you, why not look inward and try to do something else and try to, you know, try to do something else that is going to make people respect you. You earn respect. You earn it. You don't force people to respect you. You don't make people to respect you by violence. So again, NickFuentes, I don't think he's a racist. I think he doesn't just respect black people.
I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive, and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please, come right on in. Man.
Why is he this way?
I ain't gonna lie, he had some points. Bro. I won't lie, he made a lot of.
Yes, I agreed with these guys. This Katia family. They are one of the black people and black folks that I think are responsible. Look at the way they were even laughing at what he was saying about them. It doesn't have to be hatred. It doesn't have to be anger. You can say things about me or joke about me in a negative way. You can laugh about it once, as long as what he is saying is true. They know that it is true, and they are sitting through all these things that he's saying. And believe me that this video that he made, most black people on the right are responding to this video in a positive way. They are responding to this video in a positive way. I cannot say much about those on the left. Of course, they will say it is racist. They have made racist remarks and made that word racist to become worthless and useless and meaningless because of how much they use that word, even when it is not applicable. So, but they sit through this guy's Nick Fuentes talk, his opinion. They sit through it, and they are listening, and they are even going to the point of saying that he was making a valid point. This is how you take it as a man. When you are wrong, admit that you are wrong and be responsible and own up responsibility, That is a man. But not each time you are wrong, you will refuse to see where you have gone wrong and start pointing hands to others. That is not a man. And that is not a person that really wants to change and really want to make his or her life better. So, but let's continue, Cha.
Valid points.
Nigga's crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I gotta see the comments after this, bro.
I think he made a lot of valid points.
Wow, bro.
I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yes, it is always somebody else's fault. Unfortunately, they are having somebody like Mayor Johnson down there. And this is kind of what he does, pointing fingers at every other person other than himself, blaming every other person for his failures other than himself. Mayor Johnson is the typical left. I don't know where that guy is coming from, and I don't even know why most Chicagoans, is that right? Is that correct? Chicagoans. I don't know why they continue voting for this kind of people. Even his predecessor was what was the name of that lady? Lightfoot, somebody Lightfoot. She was even the same thing. I don't know which two of them, between the two of them, who is worse in terms of their administration as a mayor. So in Chicago is another a boiling point that showcased the black people in a very bad light, because Black Lives Matter, the Black Matters don't talk about black on black violence. They only come out and make noise when it is white on black. But look at what is happening in Chicago. No, there is no any week that we pass by without somebody dying or being shot. Violence and robbery. And this is a black city led by black people, Democrats. And it has been like this for decades. And they refuse change. They refuse change. Why are you not going to have people like NickFuentes? Why cry racism for people like NickFuentes to speak their mind? As a matter of fact, he's saying the truth. He's saying what is actually happening, and he's saying his mind. Because I believe that most white people will not dare say what he's saying. There are people, a lot of people that agree with this guy, 100%. I think the majority of people in America will agree with this guy. They may not come out and say it and validate him, but they know it deep in their heart that they know that this guy is saying the truth. So he only has the boldness and the guts to come out and say it, because he has the thick skin to bear the backlash that may ensue after whatever he says. He has the thick skin. He doesn't care. All right. So, but let's go on here.
That's a good point. He ended on right there. To a lot of black people, it is always somebody else's fault.
I would say, this is what I'll say. Okay, click that. Go click that tweet.
She's black.
Click this tweet. Click the tweet. Yes, this is what I was getting ready to say. There's two different races of black people here. We have regular black people, like us here, and then we have Gus.
And
he described option B there.
I am totally on board with what this guy is about to say. There are two different races of black people. You have black people like the likes of them, Katia family, the likes of Brandon Tatum, the likes of what do you call them? Conservative twins. I like those guys. You have the likes of Brian Logan. A lot of them. They are different set of black people or race of black people, and these people, they happen to be conservatives. And then you have the other side, the other race of black people, which are on the left side, liberals. So maybe they're about to show the reaction of one of these liberal black person. Let's see it.
Well, I mean, he lives in Chicago, so I'm sure
There's a lot of them there.
Yeah,
And how
But
many?
there is a difference. Like I'm sorry, but there is a difference.
Hold on. What
it's nothing to
percent
be
of
sorry
us?
for. There is a difference.
What percent
It's
of
two
us?
different races of people completely.
It is. But what percent of us are?
I don't know. A lot.
What estimate?
50,
I would say
55,
nah,
45.
not even that high. I would say like I don't know what I would say. I don't know. I don't know how many, but I know
I would
that
say about 70.
nah,
70's too high.
They are debating about how many good black race are there in America. That is the good ones, the ones that that are responsible, the ones that understand and have their head on their shoulders. They are debating about how much are they. So, but let's look at this. So, one said 70%. No, it can be up to 70. One said 55, 45. But one thing I will say, in my opinion, because since the black people, as of now, of present time, that the black people overwhelmingly still vote, even though I know there is a very, very big shift now to Republicans of black votes. Black voters are now shifting. They are waking up. They are waking up and seeing the shenanigans of the Democrats. So there are a lot of them now that are shifting to the right, especially the men, black men. I understand. So, but unfortunately, the black women, most and majority are still on the Democrat plantation and the Democratic side. And based on this, based on the fact that the black people vote overwhelmingly Democrats, I think the number of the black people that are, let me just say, that are unreasonable are higher. Sorry, is higher. The number of Democrats, the liberal Democrats that are unreasonable is higher than those that are sane and reasonable, like these folks right here. So let's go on.
I think
I was gonna say
on,
like
I think the point that he made about rude, inconsiderate behavior from people and negative interactions could sour you to a people, and I think that's a valid opinion. I think that's a valid outlook to have. I mean, if I had a bunch of negative interactions with someone, I would think negatively of that someone.
But
we can't just spare people's feelings anymore. That's why I'm not mad at what he said at all.
well,
I don't know. I think there just has to be some sort of accountability among black people. Like if black people as a collective stop defending that behavior and justifying that behavior and then accepting it as black behavior, then it would be frowned upon. But a lot of this stuff is accepted and defended by black people. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, they're hungry. Oh, they're this, they're that.
They had to.
It's always a defense from black people. So it's almost a justifying that behavior. If that type of stuff was condemned by black people in the majority, we would see a difference. But we don't.
So welcome back. So this video actually I got this video from another channel that is called Katia Family, another black brothers channel. I like their viewpoint. I've been watching their videos casually, but I like their viewpoint, and they are one of the few black people that I think that are objective and that are on the right. So what I understand, and what you may also understand from this video, is that I agree with almost everything that NickFuentes said about the black people. That is a reality. There are no two ways to go about it. That is the truth, and simply the truth. But one thing I also want to chip in is that NickFuentes can never be Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, on the other hand, he was an intelligent person that is widely liked by almost everyone, both on the left, I think, because by the time he reasonably debates you, chances are that person is going to have a change of mind, even if you are having an opposing opinion to him. So Charlie Kirk Even I know that there are people that are still believing that he was a racist, but that's their own cup of tea, that's their own belief, that's their own opinion, and they are entitled to all of that. But as far as I'm concerned, Charlie Kirk was never a racist. I've made videos, I think 2 videos in that regard. So the same thing, and why I'm bringing Charlie Kirk, I'm just trying to compare Charlie Kirk and NickFuentes. Just like Officer Tatum said, that that NickFuentes can never be Charlie Kirk, and he can never replace him. He can never be replaced. Nobody can replace Charlie Kirk, especially NickFuentes. All right, because when Charlie Kirk was alive, NickFuentes and Charlie Kirk was always at it. They were having a feud. This feud was actually, they were, kind of at it, but most of the time when you look at the videos, you will see that NickFuentes was always more aggressive towards Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk, as usual, always maintained his civility. When he's talking with people, he makes his point. Instead of shutting the person down or trying to use bad words or curse the person or whomever he's debating with. Charlie Kirk has that composure. He has that, decorum to be able to to people and talk with people that he disagrees with without using bad words or shouting in anger or, kind of, rant. But NickFuentes is the opposite. NickFuentes can be eloquent, but it's not empathic, or is it empathic or empathetic? Whichever one, you understand what I'm trying to say. It can never be like that, like Charlie Kirk was. So that's my own opinion concerning this. Or I do not also want to make this video too long. So that is it. So guys, as I've always said, please and please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Yes, I'm talking to you that you have not subscribed. Please subscribe if you have not. Click the notification bell, like and share this video. It helps to promote my channel, and I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you as you do so, and God bless you. Bye bye, and see you in my next video.